Welcome, everybody. My name is Michael Johnston. I am the route creator and administrator of the Missouri Pacific Route of the Eagle Facebook page. I want to thank everybody for this latest launch. It's been pretty successful. There's been quite a few of you have ordered the route, but I thought it'd be a pretty good idea to go ahead and make a video here so everybody will be pretty well on the same page what we're trying to do here, so there's no misconceptions. To begin with, a little bit of an introduction of the route. The route was started back in 2004. And the reason I did that was I looked around on the trains forum and looked around on the download station, and I really couldn't find a route that suited my purposes. Back in that day, everything was pretty hokey and it just didn't look real. So, me being an ex-railroader from the Missouri Pacific, I decided that, I had a fairly good knowledge of what railroads looked like, what the scenery looked like along the railroad, and to go ahead and try to build my own route. Well, of course, I started in 2004, and I started it with basically a great big oval route that consisted of two main lines of lots of industries, a yard. It wasn't prototypical by no stretch of the imagination. It was freelance. But a lot of people liked the route. I think back in that day and time, I think a lot of people appreciated that it was a longer route. There was a lot of stuff to do and a lot of scenery to look like at. So over the years, I've just added on to it and added on to it and added on to it. And it's what it's become today. The route is several subdivisions. There's the DeSoto sub, which runs out of St. Louis, Missouri, down to Poplar Bluff, Missouri. Of course, it's not prototypical. There's places on the subdivision that are prototypical. For example, from about 5 miles south of Bismarck, Missouri, all the way down to Pilot Knob, the route is spot on. There's two large industries down there. One of them is Trap Rock, which is a big rock granite quarry, which supplies a lot of rock ballast to the railroads. All the Class 1s use it today. And over the last 3 to 4 years, there's been a second one pop up called Billman, and it's in the town of Middlebrook, which is just south of there, and it's also portrayed on the route. I'm very proud of the way that turned out. So throughout the years, it's just kind of like what I've done. I see things that the railroad has done, and I try to copy it as best I can. Several years ago, I was into a venture with a couple of guys down in Delta, Missouri, to take an old portion of the Missouri Pacific, and we were going to restore it as our own. And the problem was we couldn't get the Union Pacific to basically, I guess you could say, play ball with us. They didn't want to really open that back up as a switching point. Don't know the reason why, because we had 3 or 4 different industries that wanted to store cars down there. We had enough room to store about 50 cars, but I modeled all that. So if you're familiar with Delta, Missouri, that's on the route. That's on what I call the river sub. So, like I said, there's several different subdivisions on here. They're not prototypical, again, by any stretch of the imagination. I would like to stop and think that my scenery is pretty good. I tried to keep up to date with a lot of the latest stuff. I've lately used some new track. I think it's built in now. I think JR made. Works pretty good. It's really scenic. I've started to use a lot of that embankment stuff, or railroad right-of-way road dump, I guess you could call it. It looks really good. The last venture on the route was the bypass, or I should say, the uphill grade between the city of Bagnell, and I can't think of the name of the other city. Never can think of it. Glendale. But anyway, I had a lot of complaints of trains going up the hill there and stalling out because the grade was anywhere from 2 to 3%. So, trains being what it is, and you know how real estate is free, decided to go ahead and build a bypass and included in the city of Williamsville, which is in Missouri. Williamsville is not prototypical either, but Williamsville has a very big Y in it, and it is the interchange for the Twin Peaks Railroad, or one of them, for their timber operations. So that's been added here recently. I'm still currently working on the mill on the very end of the route, or their interchange. Liking the way it's turning out. So whoever decides that they want to buy the route this time around, not only will you get the latest version of the route, but you will get all the content also. So I've thought about this long and hard. I didn't want to violate any copyright or any other things like that. So I asked a few people legally if I had the right to do that, and they said that really there wasn't nothing to hold me back from doing that. So a lot of the stuff is built in. A lot of it's on the download station. I really don't want to play politics with this route. If anybody comes on here and wants to start playing politics, I will immediately throw you off the site. This is not what this is all about. This route is for people that love the Missouri Pacific, to have fun with, people that love any of the railroads that used to be associated with the Missouri Pacific, such as the SP, the UP, the Old Frisco, BNSF, any of those railroads that were associated with this. It's all interchangeable. The route is, once you get it, you can do what you want with it. But I am here to support this route 24/7, and I will continue to add on to it. So if there's any of you out there that would like to see something added on to it that's not on here, let me know. My next project is after I finish the timber processing mill at Williamsville, is to put in another refrigeration plant that will be built in the city of Bagnell. The only other refrigeration plant on the route is out on Code Creek Logistics End. It's out on the very end of the route. So that's going to be designed to where you can have two different areas to run trains back and forth. That's one project I'm going to work on. And then I will continue to keep updating the route as things get better in the game. One thing I wanted to point out is this route is rather large. It's very detailed. It holds the record for having the most content in the game. So with that being said, it's going to take a rather large operating system, or I should say a rather high-end computer to run it with a very high-end graphics card. Myself, I'm running a NVIDIA 2870 Super. It seems to do the job very well. I've got 32 megabytes of RAM in the computer, but Trains doesn't utilize that, needless to say. You're going to need a lot of storage space for this route. So if you don't have a lot of storage space, I want to try to download it. I would highly suggest that you buy a first class ticket or own a first class ticket, before you try to download this route. You're going to see that majority of the dependencies are on the download station. There's a lot of dependency packages that do come with the route, which I will provide. So the steps I'm going to like for you to do once you do decide to buy the route is wait till you have all the dependency packs for me. Go to the download station and see what you need over there by hitting the download now key. That will download anything you're missing from the download station. After that is completed, you're going to want to go to see what you have open for edit after you install all the packs that I have provided for you, and then you're going to want to override all of that content that you have just installed. Trains lately, I've noticed, has been updating a lot of their content, especially a lot of their built-in content. I noticed one day that I lost about 25 gigabytes of storage due to the fact that they had updated a lot of their stuff. And since I have a rather large route and use a lot of content, it took quite a bit of my memory off my drive, but it was well worth it. There's things that's never looked better in the game. Another thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to go to NVIDIA if you have one of their graphics cards, and you're going to want to go to their site, and you're going to want to see what the latest update is for your graphics card. Believe me, I've had people that have been running some of the older drivers, and when they update the newer drivers, they're seeing a world of difference. You'll see better shadowing. You'll see a lot more detail pop out than you've not seen before. You'll see the system operate better, and so on and so on. There are settings that I found that's worked very well, and we can go over that, on another night, another time. Right now, I have about 2 skinners on my team. I'm not going to name them unless they decide they want to be named. I've got one guy that kind of makes stuff for us from time to time. So with that being said, I would like to try to get some more skinners, and some more content creators would be great. With your support and also support I've got over the years, it just makes me want to continue to work on this route and make it better and better. I know when I started in Trains 2004, there was very little content for the Missouri Pacific, and what was out there wasn't very good at all. But now, thanks to a lot of my friends, there is a fair share of Missouri Pacific content, not only on the download station, but third-party sites that do have quite a bit of Missouri Pacific content. If you're looking for quality locomotives for the Missouri Pacific, there's 2 sites that come to mind. JR has quite a few Missouri Pacific locomotives. They have some GPs, some 38s, some 50s. They also have some switch engines, like the SW1500s, and they have some high hood Jeep units. So, and some of those engines over there are even freeware. And the prices are very nice, and the engines are very high quality. The next place to go look is RR Mods. They also have a nice selection of Missouri Pacific diesels. They're the only ones I know that have 6-axle SD40-2s. There at one time, Joint and Rail had one, but it's disappeared. I don't know where it's gone to. So you can find a lot of SD40-2s over there. You can also find GP15s. There's an SD40T, but anyway, there's quite a few things. So with those 2 sites, you should be able to find plenty of Missouri Pacific content. There's also some very nice payware cabooses over at RR Mods. I have a few myself that I can give out if I want to, that I have permission. There's the bay window patio caboose. That one's on the download station and has been redone several times and looks very nice. Uh, and then over at JR, there's quite a few Missouri Pacific cars. In fact, there's one place on the freeware site says Mopac stuff, and you'll find quite a few quality Missouri Pacific freight cars there. If you go over to NARAM, they've also got quite a few nice Missouri Pacific cars. You just have to look. So, again, I'm here to support the route, support the site, and anybody that wants to contribute, I'll be willing to work with them 100%. If you buy the route, I will give you not only my immediate contact information and my phone number so you can get a hold of me 24/7. My goal is to not have you having any missing dependencies and to be able to enjoy the route. There are also settings that I will share with you off the graphics card that makes the route look just terrific. I'm sure you saw how mine looks. So I guess that's about it. If you guys, any of you out there interested in joining the team in one capacity or another, please give me a call. Again, we're here to have fun. I don't want to discuss politics. I don't want to discuss, well, this piece of content belongs to this guy or this piece of content belongs to that guy, because I'm just not going to do it. I'm fed up with it. So that's why you don't see me on the trains forum anymore. I've even got banned a couple of times because they said I have committed piracy, which I have never done a day in my life. So let's just keep it fun, have a good time. If you guys want to start having chat sessions on the weekends or a night when it'll work for you guys, let me know. There's 3 or 4 of us that already do that, and we have a great time switching ideas and all that. Plus, we are also looking into making some content, and the payware sales help us put that money to do that. So I'm also looking into starting a Patreon account. I don't know a whole lot about that, but any of you that do, please volunteer and let me know. Help me set that up. I'd appreciate it. Also, you're going to start seeing, for especially the guys that do buy the route, you're going to start seeing some bonus packs come out, which are locomotives. They're basically stuff on the download station, and basically freight cars that are also on the download station that have been skinned for me in Missouri Pacific, which I think you'll enjoy. So they're very high quality. So anyway, with that being said, I'm going to wrap this up. You'll have a great evening, and maybe we'll do this again. Thank you.